3, 2, 1. What's up everyone? This is Cedric Skycedi. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the differences and similarities between Korean culture and American culture. And so I have my friends here today. This guy I've known for almost 20 years of my life, and this is his wife. So I'm gonna have them introduce themselves and we're just gonna have a little conversation here.
Hi, I'm Joe. Was born in Korea, lived most of my life in North Carolina, and now I live here in New Jersey.
Hi, my name is Maeum. I was born in Korea and also I lived in Chuncheon, Gangwon-do. I moved here 2015.
Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you grew up and your experience growing up as a Korean American?
Yeah, I was born in Korea. I was there until the age of 7 or 8. Then my family decided to move here to New York. Didn't know ABCs at all. Yeah, after moving here, it was a very difficult journey in the beginning, but quickly I was able to pick up on the language. After living here for 20 plus years, I've acclimated to the culture pretty well. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Alright, so Mom, what about you? Your experience growing up?
나는 한국에서 태어났고 한국에서 자랐고 가장 많이 내 인생에서 나에게 가장 길었던 게 이제 학생이었을 시절. 학교를 다니던 그때가 가장 길고, 우리 부모님은 많이 이렇게 막 푸시라는 편은 아니었는데 많은 친구들 그리고 학교 안에서 이제 많은 문화적으로 공부에 대해서 많이 중요하게 강조하는 걸 봤고, 그렇게 내 인생에서 공부가 내가 원했던 원치 않건 우리 부모님이 원했건 원치 않았건 간에 하나의 되게 큰 어떤 내 인생에서 하나의 큰 그거였고, 또 친구 관계, 이제 막 한국에 아무래도 뭐 여기도 어디 가나 그렇겠지만 한국에서 한창 그때 막 왕따 이런 게 되게 많이, 내가 학창 시절에 왕따 이런 게 가장 큰 이슈였기 때문에 그런 것도 많이 이렇게 좀 어려움을 겪어보기도 하고, 또 어떨 땐 당사자가 돼보기도 하면서 그걸 또 되게 이렇게 피부로 직접 느끼면서 자란 것 같아요.
Joe, what was your experience like growing up as a Korean American?
Well, in terms of growing up in New York initially, it wasn't that difficult given that there was such a huge population of Koreans in New York, especially in Flushing. So I stayed there for about 3 years at that early stage of my life where I was not able to learn the language as quickly as I needed to. But that's when our family decided to move down to North Carolina, where there was absolutely no population of Koreans, pretty much. And I was the only Korean kid. So growing up from junior high, like middle school, to senior high, high school in North Carolina was not the easiest, I would have to say, but I think overall in the beginning it was definitely hard simply because of the language barrier, but outside of that everyone was pretty nice. You know, people like Cedric and many other friends, I was able to make friends, and I think it worked out for me, so no complaints.
So if you're not aware, we actually live in Palisades Park, New Jersey, which is literally Koreatown here in New Jersey. So it's mostly Korean people, and this part of Jersey, there's a heavy Korean population. And so a lot of these Koreans are US natives, they are Korean Americans. And so I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely see a clear difference between those that are Korean Americans or those that were born here or came here at an early age, or versus those that came over from Korea more recently. So have you guys experienced that? Like, what's the difference from your perspective between those that are Korean Americans and those that are Korean Korean? We'll just call it Korean Korean.
I mean, there's definitely a difference in that, like people that came from Korea more recently, you could tell by appearance alone that, you know, they're from a different place. Given that Korea is a country that emphasizes the outward appearance a lot, given the media and the culture that they have. Whereas here, I think, not to say that we're not that way, but the whole standard is a little different. Like Korean guys wear makeup and that's almost okay. Whereas here, you will be kind of bullied or judged, perhaps criticized for something like that. Not to say that you can't do it or you can, just staying in the middle, but that's just the difference. Therefore, you could immediately tell just by looking at them, oh, they're from Korea and they're not born here. And I think that's one of the main differences, the outward look.
what about like language? Like how Korean Americans speak Korean, for those that can speak Korean fluently versus those that just came over recently?
No, absolutely there's a difference in language. Obviously the English will be a little bit broken for those that have come from Korea. The accent will be very heavy, it'll be strong. Whereas also there will be a broken Korean for the people that grew up here who are Korean, and the way they speak Korean is as if they're a foreigner that just recently learned Korean. So that's kind of odd too. I mean, I'm guilty of that too, because I too have, I guess, a foreign accent when I speak Korean.
Right. Do you agree with that? Do you think he sounds
Well,
kind of
yeah,
foreign?
well,
I
like-
mean, your Korean's pretty good though, I would say, for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
average
yeah.
Korean American.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Right, right.
I don't think I have any problem to understand. But like there's time to time he use words like wrong. He make mistake here and there. 근데 그런 건 있어요.
뭐가?
한국말 맥센트가 별로 없고 그래도 뭐 다 이렇게 단어도 많이 아는 편이긴 한데 한국에서는 워낙 막 새로운 단어들이 빨리빨리 많이 나오기 때문에
Right, so like the new slang and things like that.
내가 이제 한국 TV 쇼도 많이 안 보고 한국에 살고 있지 않다 보니까 나도 모르는 게 너무 많고
Already in just like 2 years. Right.
그리고 또 이제 뭐 아무래도 AJ에 대한 또 갭 때문에도 그런 게 있고 like for my sister, she's pretty good. She knows a lot of words where she knows what's going on. But like me, like what does that mean? Yeah, and also I'm sure he's gonna have an even harder time with
Right.
understanding like
Right.
certain words.
So you guys have been married how long?
Almost 2 years.
Almost two.
It's about 2 years. Their anniversary's coming up next week. So you guys, after you guys met and you had a period of time where you were dating and you were engaged, did you notice any differences between the cultures affecting your relationship, whether in a positive way or in a negative way?
Definitely. So, given that I was cultured here in America and given that she was cultured in Korea, there were many clashing results. Small things from just the way we approach work, the way we approach relationships and friendships, just everything about life. There was small issues and concerns that where I would look at her and from my perspective I would think, why is she doing that? Or she would look at me and go, that's not right, why would you do it that way? And I think the best example would be she has a certain way of dressing that she finds when she looks at herself in the mirror, she's like, oh man, I look good, I look beautiful, I look pretty this way. Whereas I look at it and think, that doesn't look good at all. It's not the style here. Whereas it may be perceived as a style that you know people in Korea might enjoy. Like there's a dress that she wears, it's got all these like flowers and markings on it, and I kid you not, it makes her look like just like a
You watch your words.
it makes her look so there is a dress that she wears where if we here in America look at that dress, we think like she's wearing her culture dress. Like from our perspective, it's not, but because of the certain style or like the patterns of her dress, like people here in America, like for me, when I look at her wearing that dress, it made me think, man, it's as if you're trying to show off the fact that you're not from here. It makes me think and feel that way. So I would make fun of her and, you know, like call her names and, you know, whatever. And then she would get offended by that. She'd be like, you know how pretty this dress is or how expensive this dress was? I mean, I think that would be an example.
So how did you guys work through some of those challenges and differences? Because I know that was one example, but I'm sure there are probably a lot of little things that you guys have had to work through and you're probably still working through, I would imagine.
Communicate.
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly believe that's the only thing that allows for, at least in our, again, only 2 years. We're going on 2 years of marriage, and it's not like we can advise so much, but at least from our experience, communication seems to be one of the major aspect of growth, and perhaps when we get further down the road, communication doesn't become a factor, because I know like married couples, they don't have to communicate, where they could just see each other's mannerism or their manners and their behavior or their body gesture and pick up on it. But for us right now, it has to be a verbal communication of us sharing how we feel, what we felt, what we liked, what we didn't like. At least for now, for us, that's how we have been overcoming our
Sure. And when you guys actually communicate, do you guys speak mostly in Korean, mostly in English, or mix?
Usually mixed, but with probably more the English aspect, because as a guy, I can't articulate my feelings and thoughts to begin with, so that's a struggle. And the only way I could actually articulate anything is through the language English and not Korean. Funny story. So like she did something that made me angry, and I walked into the room like totally ticked off, and I was getting ready to yell at her and whatnot. So I decided to come with this Korean language whatnot, and you see what's happening? She laughed at me while I was like yelling at her, like I'm like having this serious conversation in Korean with her, and she looked at me and she started laughing, and man, yeah, I was like, you know what? I'll just speak English. If she doesn't understand that, I'll try to explain it better. Then I'll mix the Korean a little bit. But she does a good job of, she understands 99% of what I say.
Right.
Everyone, thanks for watching. So if you enjoyed this video, like it, press the subscribe button, and I believe there is that whole bell, the notification, that notifies you when you subscribe. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.